Warren is really enjoying his Sunday afternoon. He's really getting a bit amorous with a couple of them. He's starting to lose that sort of scraggy winter coat and get like a smooth coat as seasons changing into spring. Well, they all are, to be honest. And to be honest, I had my doubts about him. I thought, bloody hell, we're going to have to swap him in a year or two. He was a bloody plain looking thing, but very pleased with his calves. And I'm very pleased with the size and shape of him. And his temperament, I don't think, he's a little bit pokey when he's on his own. When he's in here, he's fine. I wouldn't trust him. I mean, you never trust any bulls, but they're ready for out though. They want to be out to grass now. It won't do them any good. It's very stuffy in here, and I don't want calves to suffer with pneumonia, which I don't think they will, because they're quite hardy like, and there is a lot of air in this yard. But we're thinking of chopping top off this door actually, so let quite a bit of airflow in there. But now it's grasses. I had a paddle this morning and Christ, it's wet. You know, very, very wet. So they'd just make a mess. They'd poach it up and, well, not irreparable, but it won't be very good. But yeah, Warner's been having a bit of excitement this afternoon, hasn't you, lad? Yeah, bloody a little way on now though. Look at beef on him. Look at his neck. You know, he's a beauty. Hey, big lad. You're a beauty, aren't you? In fact, Mara, look at him. Mara, I am pleased. Like, look down back of him. Look at that. I mean, he's not perfect, but bloody hell, he was expensive, but he won't, you know, like show winner price. We're out like that, but like Nicky picked him. I wanted another one. And where we're going from says, look, I want you to have a good bull. That one's just a little bit. I'm unsure about his feet. And yeah, David Kelly, give him a shout if you want a Hereford bull. Well, I don't know what his wife's called. Well, work together. And yeah, Netherhall Herefords. Yeah, quite pleased with my little herd, really. Don't know whether it's the answer for cheap beef or making a profit. I don't know. I have to find a niche market for it. I'll have to either find a butcher or someone to you know, utilise that grass-fed beef. Because sending them straight through us, well, there is schemes at slaughterhouse, but sending them to a market in the they don't make the premium such as a Limimix. But I tell you what, there's nothing wrong with them. Look at that number 4. It's a hell of a thing, and they're growing like mad. We just faulted number 8. That's number 7. We faulted number 8, but well, it is number 8. Oh no, number 3. Number 8 must be there. It was just blowing a bit as though he got a bit of pneumonia, but we gave him an almycin and yeah, number 8, yeah. Just blowing last night. His breathing rate was like twice as fast as it maybe should be. So yeah, we gave him an almycin and it's brought it right like. But this number 4's a fair thing, isn't it? You know, that's a little bullock. So yeah, a year on now, that bugger will be beef, won't it? I'd like to win one of my first ones. I'd like to maybe get a bit of a syndicate of us together and box beef it, you know, and say 4 or 5 of us share one. Get local abattoir to kill it and box it, and we'll share it like. Morning, it's the 17th of April clock's ticking, isn't it? It's time the sort of boxes were ticked. Just had a paddle across sugar beet land. There's not a lot of grassways, a few broadleaf stuff. I think we can just turn that in. We'll just plough that, power it, and hopefully before weekend we won't fodder beating. This is maize land, which was where we drilled a cover crop stroke grazing crop, because my dad grazed that half. We were desperate for a grass at back end, so we had to graze it earlier than we thought. But I'm just having a paddle across to see what I need to do now. And since we've taken the sheep off, we've injected bloody hell, I can't speak. Injected it with blood, and some of the cover crop has sort of revitalised since we've injected it and powered it. And these rye, Christ, the rye what have regenerated. Look at the root it puts down. You know, massive amount of roots. Yeah, there was some rye, there was some veg, there was some white radish. The white radishes did really well. They really had a massive bulb on them, and so it'll have stored a fair bit of nutrients up what was a possibility of losing them in winter, and fed sheep for a week or three. So yeah, but what I'll come and give this 3 litres of glyphosate, and then we'll give it till probably week. I'll turn it in, and well, I presume Chris will be starting to drill maize, and if he wants to get this drilled, he can. One or two of you have commented about our plough, how it turns over. It turns the land wheel sort of up in the air, and we find it really brilliant. Like, I mean, it's not worse than back in Dowswell days where your bloody wheels are always hitting ground, resisting flow of oil. So you have to flick it back up the other way to go back on yourself. So, oh shite, I set me bloody thing. You can set how many litres is going through it. Or how many litres you've got in the tank. And then as it goes through the system, it measures it and sort of knocks it off. So I think it's going well, quite a nice flat balance. Maybe should have come for a ride before you set off. I didn't realise how bad it was up here. Christ, there must have had some rain. Anyway, I'm putting these T0 fungicides on with these narrow wheels, fully loaded. What a bloody mess I'm making. Anyway, there you are. Yes, I nearly scaled it over in Gato. That was quite a frightening moment. Had a bloody leg up. So yeah, I'm not really impressed. The bloody hell, the bloody booms are up and down because I'm in and out of wheelings. It'd be lovely to have a bit of boom stability or whatever it is, so when you go down it bloody goes up. And anyway, it's a good fairish crop of wheat actually. Look at mess I'm making now. Well, needs most. You can't do that once now. Come on, old girl. Bloody hell, I'm stuck. talky and all on these big wheels, but I think it's that way I'm cutting in. I'm making a right bloody mess. Tender bits in this field and all some spring holes, so whether I come out of it I don't know. Actually the wheat though looks fairly good. Bloody hell, what a mess. Started off bad, I nearly scaled it over, you know, fully loaded, got a leg up, that was quite frightening. Anyway, I did one of them jobs where I should have come for a ride before I set, you know, before I sort of set off. And yeah, there've been more rain here than we imagined, but it's different land. It's real like red horrible clay, quite productive if you don't maul it too much. But Christ almighty, we've made a mess, and my mate across the edge, he's making an even worse mess. I think he's still got his wides on. But he's really making a mess. So, but anyway, not to worry. This is to drill with spring barley, and then I think I'm going to grass it. Just a massive problem for black grass. And try and mow it out. We need the grass, so. But yeah, I'm trying to make a plan. Try and make a plan to sort of follow for back end. You know, certain jobs. It's got to the point that costs are that much that if you don't make a good job, it's hardly worth bothering. So you want to just sort of do your balls up there. I've come back with knapsack. There's one there, and there's a little strip there, and there's a little triangle there. So I'm going to come back with knapsack first thing in the morning and just knapsack them out. I need a bit of GPS for this sprayer. I could do with some advice. You know, like a light bar thing, but I'd like a screen to follow. So if I can put a screen there, and just a simple system where it tells you to turn left, turn right. There's all sorts of things advertised, but which is the one which is sort of fairly value for money and any good? Because I could just do with something here. The amount of times I do that, by, you know, if I stride out, if there isn't wheelings to follow. But yeah, a bit disappointed. Some of that, I don't know, with it being, it came wet after we drilled some of this land, and we gave it a double residual, and I was a fan of it last year. But this year it seems to have burnt it. It's affected it quite bad, and I don't know. I don't know whether I'm doing it next year. I'll have to have a serious sort of talk with our agronomist. It's got to the point this farm we have to sort of grow wheat and barley among the black grass, you know, alternate sort of spring cropping a bit, and to try and get a good flush of black grass in back ending through winter, and then a good kill before we put a spring crop in, or well, risk bloody winter corn. But it's not easy, is it? Turning it over in there now. It looks like it's popping really nice and all. Look at state old girl. She's in a right mess. There's bloody blather all underneath her. To be fair, she was ready for a bath. So right, I'll go pick Ollie. Hold on.